It's not every day that a semi-final just raises the temperature and gets the excitement through the roof. But it is the semi-final of di9 Designs, turned down for what? From virtual Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm Rick James, joined by the legendary Repeat 1975 by my side. Pete, 200 laps around the world's fastest half mile.
Tell you what, Rick, during practice, a lot of these guys may have already turned 200 plus laps. This lobby's been open for a while. Pop Bear wanted to make sure that these guys were able to put in the necessary time to have a phenomenal race. 21 cars out here on track tonight. Corey Blevins going to be leading to green, Rick. Glad I'm here, buddy. Thanks for asking me.
Off that final corner, welcome to this semi-final. Get ready for racing. Corey Blevins and Cole Snyder on the front row. Pace truck peels off. We are racing at Bristol. So far, so good through three corners. Corey Blevins with the whole shot, and out of that final corner, he leads this first lap. 99.2438, side by side for the third position, and still battling all the way down, Pete. 2x2, middle of the pack.
Yeah, 2x2, middle of the pack. Cole Snyder, Matt Boone now side by side. Right behind them, Braden Holt and Sam Wade. They're going to want a piece of this pretty soon. And just as we say that, caution's out. Yep, first yellow, Rick.
First yellow is out at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Jeff No goes around in that number 6 Ford. Let's have a look and see what happens. Old Jeff through that third corner. Just gets right into the back of Jeff Lednam, who was a bit slow out of turn number 4. Let's get one more look in a wide angle. He just looked like the 6 didn't. Well, look at this. The 37 of Lednam comes up off the racetrack right in front of the 6, checks up out of turn number 4. Not really anywhere for Jeff No to go.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. It kind of looks like when Lednam came up on track, might have got a little loose just in the transition of the banking. And as you said, Old Stout Whiskey, Jeff No had nowhere to go, and it's going to give him some front-end damage for sure.
Cars coming down pit road, bit of a traffic jam as the leader, Corey Blevins, waits for the pace truck to come around. If you've just tuned in, you're listening to Repeat 1975 and Rick James in the booth bringing you the semi-final of the di9 Designs. Turned down for what? Xfinity Series. Pete, a lot of fun paint schemes tonight. Got to give it up to the 2-4 of Cole Snyder with that the Southern Beverage Company paint schemes, rocking some of those Ghost Energy drinks, as well as the 19 of Jake Millsap. Right behind him, the 2-2 of Josh Arnold, and then the 9 of Q-Dog, Enrique Quiñones.
Yeah, Josh Arnold actually ran this race last night in the B-Water race, and I kind of thought it looked like a Chubby Checkers chicken kind of a scheme, and then I find out that it's him and his whole team. They are still rocking their full support for the sponsors that they've been able to pick up for the good old J-Paw Mafia.
Sitting there in that top 10, Jose Ruiz right behind him in that number 2-3 Aquafresh Chevrolet. Shades of Buckshot Jones when he drove his 00 Pontiac in the Busch Series. And right behind him, Zach Meredith rocking the all-white Red Bull livery. This year in Formula One, Red Bull rocking that almost reverse-colored livery as a tip of the cap and a farewell to Honda. Interestingly enough, they didn't get to run it in Japan. The race was moved to Turkey for COVID reasons. Right behind him, outside of the top 10, Hunter Peach rocking the M&M Supra colors. And at the front, Pete, Corey Blevins continues to lead under caution.
Yeah, Corey Blevins still bringing him around, and behind Hunter Peach, you mentioned that the 37 Shelby Mustang GT for old Jeff Lednam, Mike Honjo as most known, and then Stan Carnathan a little bit further back in the 3 Monza. Sounds like some engines are starting to get a little impatient here, Rick.
Cars revving, putting the foot to the floor, and trying to get moving as soon as possible. Lights are out atop the pace truck. Corey Blevins in car 99 brings the field 2x2, and we'll see if we can get a good green flag run going. 7 laps into this race, we're going to turn these cars loose one more time. Everybody get in here, and if you recently joined us one more time, I'm Rick James, joined by the legendary Pete Ruzick by my side. We've got Corey Blevins in the 99, Cole Snyder in the 2-4. Pete, the pace truck's going to peel off, and we're going to have 8 laps underway at this concrete coliseum.
Here we go, 99, 24, 24. He's got the preferred line. Let's see how it rocks here under green.
Blevins leads that first lap. Braden holding the 72, sitting in third behind the 2-4 of Cole Snyder. Coming off of that second corner, single file, top 5, down to 6th. Pete, Jake Millsap to the inside of number 14, Nate Lehman.
Yeah, 14, he's been running that high side all the way through practice as well. Here he is bringing his buddy right with him, the 22 of Josh Arnold, old J-Paw. So you got a couple guys, a couple friends running side by side. Jose Ruiz on the bottom, and here comes that third one. 17 is Zach Meredith, and then Shad Swatsworth, brand new baby. Just yesterday, the day before, he couldn't give it up, man. He had to get up here. Maybe he got a little bit of a reprieve, and he's able to turn some laps here at Bristol. Why not get out any kind of, man, this might be his last race for a little while, Rick. He better enjoy this one.
In that map tonight, Paints shades of the legendary Bill Elliott. This driver has everything to celebrate. Ms. Addison, born to the family at 8 pounds, 15 ounces. Congratulations to the entire Swatsworth family. Congrats from Papa Bear in the chat as well. And I know his brother Kurt is excited for him too, Pete. And it looks like the turn down for what family just got one more member as of yesterday. So a big shout out to Shad. And hopefully Mrs. Swatsworth is watching at home, resting up. It's a big celebration all around.
You know, while we've been going back through and looking at the 1, look at 23, the 9, and others, there's still no change up front. Corey Blevins still leads. Cole Snyder P2, Braden Holt P number 3.
Matt Boone in that 38 car, sitting in the 4th position. Matt Boone trying to get to the inside of Braden Holt in that 7-2. Coming off that corner, Pete, the 38 comes into this race trying to keep that points fight going all the way to the bitter end. He sits 3rd in the standings.
Yeah, he sits 3rd in the standing, and the guy that everybody's been chasing all season long, and that points lead has been dwindling. Old Jordan Bain rocking that number 28 B-Water Ford Mustang. He sits a little bit further back. So point by point, it has been coming down and further down and further down these last several races. When they get to Charlotte Motor Speedway next week for the grand finale, it is going to be one hell of a battle for that title. It's still very up in the air.
Riding along with that 2-8 of Jordan Bain, he plows down into the first corner one more time, bringing up those di9 design points. Jordan Bain with a 4-digit lead. Pete, we thought that the championship was won a month ago, but Jordan Bain with 5 wins this season comes into the semifinal, only 4 markers ahead of that 2-6 M&M Supra, just 1 position ahead on the racetrack. Lucky number 13th place, Hunter Peach.
Yeah, Hunter Peach's been very, very strong in Bain's absence, and when Bain made a mistake or two, he doesn't make them often, but whenever he has made a mistake, or if he couldn't make a race for family reasons or whatever, Hunter Peach and Josh Arnold, they were absolutely there to capitalize, and that's why you see the minimal deficit that's left there.
4 markers between those top 2, looking at 2nd and 3rd. Once again, showing off the track facts there at this just over half-mile racetrack. Zach Meredith with 487 points. He's only 2 markers behind Matt Boone. Boone finds himself 22 points behind Hunter Peach in that 2-6, and of course Jordan Bain leading in that 14th position. At the front of this race, Pete, it's been the Corey Blevins show, has not given up an inch of that lead, and now Braden Holt in that 72 is all up the back end of Cole Snyder for 2nd.
Yeah, it looks like the 72, he's actually going to be able to get a better run than any of those guys. He's going to get He's going to be able to ward off the 38 of Matt Boone and get just a little bit closer to the back end of Cole Snyder. But you're 100% and 110% right about Corey Blevins. In practice, he was the fastest. In qualifying, he was the fastest. And here he is showing that was no fluke whatsoever.
0.8 of a second, almost 0.9 of a second now, the gap between those top two. Cole Snyder sitting in the second position has Braden Holt just calmly biding his time. Then we've got a battle now between Shad Swatsworth and Zach Meredith for the 8th position. Throw in Jake Millsap into this mix, Pete. As you say, my friend, we'll open up the dictionary of Peteisms and search in that H section. It is a Hornet's nest.
Absolutely. Yeah, 19 of Jake Millsap, he's running that high line. I think the 17 is Zach Meredith. He might be just a little bit faster from the center off, but he's absolutely holding him up. 17's going to look low. That's going to give the one an option of where he wants to go. But here comes Enrique Quinones up his back bumper. That's going to leave him back double file just behind them between the 26 and the 23. One more time, this pack of 7 right there racing hard.
Jake Millsap into 9th. Sugar Hands Franks into that 10th position, rocking the Bass Pro True Timber colors on that outside line, almost 3 wide now as Jake Millsap gets into the wall. The 2-3 of Jose Ruiz now down to the inside in the 12th position, and in lucky number 13th, watching all of this unfold, is Nate Lehman. Let's roll around for a couple laps at the world's fastest half mile.
Turn it up, Rick.
Quickest 15.5 seconds anybody could ever experience in sports.
Except for an 8-second bronc ride, you're 110% right about that. Man, this battle back here between the 1923 9, a little bit of a squeeze there. I thought about trying to get it to the inside of Millsap, and he's going to. They're 3 wide. Millsap up into the wall just a little bit. Bain's going to get on by. Millsap held it up there. No damage. We're going to stay green.
The points leader, Jordan Bain, just barely avoiding that one. He's up into lucky number 13th position. Then you've got Jake Millsap in that number 19 Southern Beverage Ghost Energy Drink Chevrolet Camaro into the 15th spot. Stan Carnathan up into that 14th spot. Josh Franks into 12th ahead of the points leader, Nate Lehman. Jose Ruiz rounding out the top 10. And then you've got the 1 of Shad Swatsworth chasing down the 2-6 of Hunter Peach. Jordan Bain, though, picking his way through the field now on the back end of Sugar Hand Franks, Pete.
I tell you what, I'm so used to Enrique Quinones running. I'm looking at the number wrong side up. So I'm thinking it's the number 9. But no, I said it was Enrique a little bit ago. You're 100% right. Old Josh Franks. And to tell you what, Josh Franks had a great heat race last night in the B-Water race. He had to race his way in, started on pole in that race, finished in the top 3. Maybe he can carry that a little bit of that momentum over to this. Completely different track, but man, guy's been doing all right here lately.
You know, I think what he did is he took the 9, the Chase Elliott 9, and just flipped it upside down. So it's literally the same number, just upside down. I can get confused by, I did, matter of fact, in practice, I'm thinking, oh wow, Enrique's running an awesome Bass Pro scheme. No, that's Sugar Hand Franks. 12th spot for Josh Franks. Further on up, Pete, Matt Boone in the 38 car to the inside of Cole Snyder. This is for 3rd.
Boone, he's absolutely been stalking. I think that 31's going to kind of hold up the 24 just a little bit. 24 thought about maybe trying to crossover, but no room. They ended up having to check up, get into the corner, and that's going to allow the 38 to pull away by just about a half second now over Cole Snyder. Everybody's still chasing Blevins. He's a good almost 2 seconds ahead of now of P2.
He's been extending that lead further and further. We've been green flagged since lap number 8. And there you see drivers will be expected to go between 40 and 50 laps on one green flag run. But we'll see just how long that lasts. They get 5 sets of tires tonight and 1 fast repair at this, Pete, the shortest length track of this second. di9 Designs season.
Yeah, everybody loves Bristol. You know, the Concrete Canyon, Thunder Valley, whatever you want to call it. Some of the most momentous races of all time absolutely happened on the shortest track there is. I mean, between here and Martinsville, there's tons of memories. No, you know, any way you cut it, these guys are doing a whole lot of great racing.
It's getting tighter and tighter. Duct Tape Fan 06 in the chat says exciting race tonight. Broadcasters doing well. Go 19 cheering on for Jake Millsap, currently running in the 16th position. Earlier on in the night, we had drivers cheering on for their respective drivers. XRN Network puts in 6 bits for the Expert Racing Esports Chevy. Bowling put in, NNR Bowling put in 38 bits for himself. That's Matt Boone running in third. Then you've got Rocky Top Wade making way for Zach Meredith in the 17. Hunter Peach into 7th. Pete, that 2.6 M&M Supra is getting a move on because he's only 4 points behind the points leader, Jordan Bain, who's only 3.5 seconds behind.
3.5 seconds behind, but only 2 positions back. So as you just mentioned, Hunter Peach, you got Sam Wade and Jordan Bain. Bain might have actually found his tempo. Looking at his times, he's pretty consistent all the way around. And while others have been, you know, fighting traffic and wearing out their stuff, yeah, Bain slowly but surely moving his way to the top. We're only 50 laps in of 200 laps. We're gonna have at least one pit stop, and he might be there at the end. I wouldn't count him out whatsoever.
Nate Lehman in that number 14 Outback Steakhouse Ford Mustang, riding the coattails of the Beatwater Ford and points leader Jordan Bain. Zach Meredith in that 7th position finds himself half a second ahead of Rocky Top Wade, who's next on the list for Jordan Bain. Further on back, you've got Jose Ruiz in the number 2-3 Aqua Fresh Chevy to the inside of new father Shad Swatsworth, who gets a little loose in the number 1 Mac Tonight Chevy. Pete, are the tires finally starting to go 53 laps into this one?
It's going to be very, very close very soon. If they've been abusing the right side, which, I mean, depending on how much brake they've been using, how much they've just been pacing themselves, we might start seeing people get a little loose coming off of 2 and coming off of 4. But we'll, only time will tell. I would love to be a fly on some of these guys' gauges right now to see exactly how they're running, how much extra input they're having to put into it. See if any of them are using more brake than others. I mean, these guys, they play so many different games inside the cockpit.
Watching now, Braden Holt trying to hold on to second place, but here comes Matt Boone to the outside. Boone can't make it stick up that inside line, Pete. He's trying his absolute hardest to make it stick on the inside of Braden Holt. What can the Wisconsin pilot do to take second away?
In practice, what Matt was doing, he was running really, really high, entering the corner, and then throwing it on down to the bottom. I think by now, though, his tires are too worn to really try to diamond out as much as he was earlier. But he just got to try to find a way, maybe try to get the 72 to make a mistake, fill up that rear view mirror, and then when he does, be there to pounce. But right now, doing a great job, just pacing each other. And if they can stay together and maybe even work together, they might be able to cut down that deficit. In fact, they have cut down 0.6 already from the leader, Mr. Blevins.
Corey Blevins now only 1 second ahead of Braden Holt. Blevins working around that 0 car of Mike Allen, being scored as the 5 on your lists right now. Jeff Lednam in the 37 got some damage, and he's down pit road. Jeff, no. He's being scored out of this race, as well as hometown driver Terry Radford in the number 3 Martin Sports Chevrolet. Blevins still leading by 1.2 seconds now as Matt Boone gets around Braden Holt finally. 2/10 now, but J-Paw, Josh Arnold, is working his way up in that checkered Southern Beverage Company Ford, Pete.
Yeah, the way that Boone was able to get around the 72, the 5 or 31, however you may see him on screen, he went a lap down, kind of used lap car as the pick. It was what it was. So Boone took that little bit of a disadvantage for the 72 to his advantage, got on by, moved Mr. Boone up, and move his points up there with him as well. 63 laps in. Rick, we're getting closer and closer to halfway, and it looks like a few guys have now come down pit road.
Mike Allen in pits, Jeff Lednam getting his repairs now. The 2-3 of Jose Ruiz battling with Stan Carnathan. Hunter Peach in the mix as well. 2 Chevys and a Toyota duking it out for that 11th position. Jeff Lednam leaves pit road, He's got his repairs on. Hunter Peach gets around Stan Carnathan, and he does make it stick for the 11th position. Jose Ruiz now running away with it in that 10th spot. Pete, Zach Meredith now has Nate Lehman behind him by a quarter of a second. This is the fight for 7th.
We were wondering about their tires and when we're going to see them, as it looks like there might be... Is there an issue out on track? My whole board just lit up red. Did yours?
No, not yet here, but it looks like we've got... So far, all's quiet on the eastern front.
Nope. Okay. Well, then we'll keep on going. But yeah, the 23 of Jose Ruiz, he was able to get on by both the 26 and Stan Carnathan back there in the 33. While they were battling it out, he took that number 23 Aqua Fresh car low and was able to take 2 birds in 1 stone.
The 2-7 of Sam Wade to the inside of car number 19. This is not for position, but this is, the 19 is not there for position, but the 2-3 and the 2-7 are. You've got that Ford, Chevy, Toyota Trinity sitting 9th, 10th, and 11th. Jake Millsap just a passenger in the 16th position. Ruiz now to the inside of car number 19. He's got Rocky Top Wade in his sights for 9th. Jordan Bain now to the inside of Cole Snyder. That's for the 5th position, Pete, and the points leader is on the march.
Absolutely on the march, coming from the back. He wasn't quite sure how how everybody else was making up so much time in practice and qualifying. He's slowly marching his way from the back.
Into that 5th spot, Josh Arnold, 1 1/3 seconds ahead. Corey Blevins' lead cut down to half a second, and the Wisconsin pilot, Matt Boone, looking to be victorious in the volunteer state of Tennessee. Boone, who's won most of the plate tracks, well, I wouldn't say plate tracks, the super speedway tracks, is doing pretty well for a short track, Pete.
Yeah, I think somebody said something that between Matt Boone and J-Pod, they won, 5 of the 6 super speedway races in the past. Well, here he is on a short track. He was pretty fast in practice. I actually kept up with him for a while to kind of get an idea of a fuel run, and he was like 22, 25 laps. And when I asked him what he had left in the tank, he says, Pete, I still got 70-something laps to go. So they can go quite a while on a single tank.
Matt Boone now challenging for the lead, looking to the inside of Corey Blevins, the number 99 Blevins Design Chevy, trying to hold off the number 38 Monster Energy Chevy. And then you've got that 7.2 MAV TV Camaro of Braden Holt in 3rd. All of these drivers wrestling for this lead. 75 laps in, Pete, and it looks like the tires might have just gone on Corey Blevins. Jordan Bain also working on J-Paw big time. All of the top 5 hard at work. There goes Bain. Here comes Boone.
Boone fighting, continuing to fight hard. J-Pod now to the outside of Bain, and he's got that spot back up to Boone. And I think you're 100% right. I don't know if Holt really liked the way that Matt Boone got on by. Now they're going to be side by side. Blevins is going to absolutely love what he's seeing in the rear view. 72, a little bit of momentum off the high side.
9-9, 7-2, 3-8, your top 3 Chevrolets in the podium. Then points leader Jordan Bain clears Josh Arnold and then some. Now 7/10 ahead. There goes Braden Holt to the inside of Corey Blevins. Side by side ahead of Matt Boone. Pete, this is the fight for the lead.
Boone now, Matt, he's kind of in the catbird seat. He can see exactly where the 99's running, how he's been able to stay where he was. Was he pushing too hard? This will be a little bit of help for the 72 and the 38. And also look at Jordan Bayne sneaking into the picture, riding up the coattails of the 38. 99 is going to be able to retake the lead with the momentum off the high side. Side by side for P2. Bayne getting closer.
The top 8 in frame, 80 laps complete and 81 now underway. Corey Blevins keeps his lead uncontested. Now Braden Holt to the inside of Matt Boone. Here comes points leader Jordan Bayne flying the flag for the Fords, trying to get into the 3rd position with a 4-point lead headed into this semi-final, Pete. Bayne is getting to work early, but he looks like he's just waited to the perfect time for that horse to kick and getting the most out of his good years. Here goes the points leader for 2nd on Boone.
Almost a little bit of contact to the inside door of the 38. I thought for a second there maybe Bayne would slide up into that hole that was on the outside. No such luck. He's going to keep it right to the door of that 38. Maybe try a little bit of a side draft. Maybe not quite close enough, but still side by side. And as they race like that, the 99 is not getting away. What a great tempo these guys got going on right now.
Out of that 2nd corner now, 9-9 still leads. Corey Blevins in that Blevins Design Chevrolet. He's running a part-time schedule, worked his way up to 19th in points, and he's got an average finish of 11th with an average start of 7th. There goes Jordan Bayne, the points leader, saying, "That's enough, sunshine. The lead comes back to me." 5 wins this season with an average finish of 4th. Only a 4-point lead into this race, and Jordan Bayne says, "I'm ending it tonight." To the inside and the undisputed lead at Bristol, car 28, Jordan Bayne.
I tell you what, Rick, I don't know how Jordan is doing this. He came from the back. It wasn't too long ago, or it seems like it wasn't too long ago since we're here at Bristol. These laps just absolutely flying by. He had to pass Hunter Beach. He had to pass Blevins. He had to pass Boone. He had to pass everybody that was behind him in points. And now look he is pulling away. He's saved and saved and saved for the long run. Long run king is going to be long run gone.
Jordan Bayne to that lead, and he's already got a 1-second advantage over Corey Blevins, who's about to lose 2nd to Matthew Boone, but they stay professional. Contactless out of turn number 4. Blevins on the high side. Will he get a little support from the 7-2 of Braden Holt? Master Killer 737 says 28 was even on pit road early, and he did pit on that first yellow on lap number 4, Pete. And in this nitty-gritty of the first run, drivers could really be seeing the difference by having tires that are 4 laps more fresh. However, on the other side of the coin, you look to Sugar Hands Josh Franks, aka Expert Racing. He's sitting in 13th. He's the only other driver that pitted on lap 4 with leader Jordan Bayne.
Yeah, but Rick James, I would imagine that these tires would have all equaled out laps and laps ago. I don't think there's really that much of a difference in just 4 measly laps. In the first few laps, you're really just holding on to the car. So it doesn't spin out. You're watching the traffic that you've got either to your outside or to your inside. You're not really at full race in that groove, we'll say, as of yet. So I don't think those 4 laps really have much to do with it. I think he might have just taken that opportunity to top off.
Matt Boone down to that 4th position now. Braden Holt and Corey Blevins side by side. Master Killer says it's the driver, not the tires. And with 5 wins this season, that theory holds a lot of water. What can't hold on is Sam Wade to the 8th position. Zach Meredith in the number 17 Red Bull Camaro to the inside of Rocky Top Wade. This is the battle for that 8th spot, but Wade gets the momentum back on the outside. Here comes Jose Ruiz on the back end of the top 10.
Yeah, Ruiz, he's going to follow him through. Zach Meredith, he's going to stay low, it looks like. So that's going to allow Hunter Peach to maybe try to follow through. He's going to show exactly he's seen what that momentum can do, so he's going to follow suit. Everybody's going to get on by that 17 Red Bull machine. They're going to go single file across the start stripe, lap 96.
97 on the way as Jordan Bayne completes 96 circuits at the .53 half-mile racetrack that is Bristol. Jordan Bayne now held up by lapped traffic, but it's insane now, Pete. Over the last 5 laps, take a look at the lap time history here. Jordan Bayne has a 3-second advantage to his peers. There's the gap back to Braden Holt over the last 5 laps. It's been a consistent massacre of the timing at the front of this race. Jordan Bayne timed that kick perfectly, but there's still more than 100 laps to go in this semifinal.
Jordan Bayne getting side by side with Josh Franks. A little bit of contact there. Oh, can he hold it? Yes, he did. Great hands. Great hands. Ice cream.
Oh man, that was fantastic. I tell you. You know what? One more look here, because that was nuts. Jordan Bayne held on to that one. And I think we're about a lap early here. Let me see if I can back up and get this one, unless we miss out on any action here. No, already missed it. Sorry for the gratuitous. Here we go. Check this out here. We're probably a lap early, but Jordan Bayne's looking to the inside of this lap traffic here, Pete. This is the moment. 3 wide into 1.
3 wide into 1, got underneath Josh Franks. Josh didn't really have much room to go to. The 1 was able to get back into the throttle sooner than Franks thought. Franks kind of checked the inside of the 1. 1 came and checked the inside or the outside of the 28. Bayne, great job holding on to that Mustang.
Corey Blevins now in trouble. Here comes Nate Lehman in the Outback Steakhouse Ford. He's now in the 3rd position. Corey Blevins with Matt Boone in his rear view mirror, and J. Paul Arnold in that number 22 checkered car up to the 6th spot. Hunter Peach also battling with Jose Ruiz as he looks to get to the inside of Sam Wade. Peach loose off of that 4th corner, and a reminder to fans of the 2-6, Hunter comes into this race 4 points away from Jordan Bayne, and halfway through with Jordan Bayne leading and Hunter in 10th, it's looking like the scales are tipping in favor of the B-Water Ford.
Tell you what, more than a cape out there, wanting to know, will he lap the entire field? Probably. What do you think, Rick?
It's a stretch, but he's got a little bit of the Ned Jarrett in him. He really does. Bayne leading by 3.7 seconds now over Braden Holt, and they've blown just the pit road estimates out of the water now, where we thought they'd be going about 50 laps, guessing how aggressive they would be. They've been much more conservative on their rubber, but with Hunter Peach and Zach Meredith coming down pit road, Pete, that's going to start our first and possibly only round of green flag pit stops.
Stan Carnathan was the first one to come on down, bring it to the attention of his crew. And as you said, Hunter Peach and Zach Meredith, they're going to grab 4 brand new Eagle Fuel Goods. They're going to go ahead and top it off with the amount of fuel that they're taking. I don't even think they have to fill it up completely. We're now 108 laps in. We're going to be starting 109 here soon. Man, everybody's going to be crunching those numbers to see what they have to take to keep these cars light on this brand new rubber.
On the bottom of your screen, fans, you'll see your favorite driver's abbreviated name with the ticking time on the left-hand side, total pit stop time. The seconds within the brackets are their, well, I got that backwards. Time on the left, pit lane time, time within the brackets, pit stop time. Pete, I was going there. I was smooth there for a minute until I tripped over my own tongue. Jordan Bayne still leads.
Jordan Bayne still leads, and as he stays out with all these other guys going in, including P number 8, Josh Franks, only the top 7 still survive on the lead lap.
Jose Ruiz in that 7th position now, chasing down Sam Wade for the 6th spot. They're going to have to come down sooner or later, but Pete, the longer that Jordan Bayne stays out, the more fresh his tires are going to be for the final stint of this race. And a reminder, drivers came into tonight with 5 sets of tires, and Sam Wade is going to bring his Rocky Top Tennessee Ford down pit road. That's going to put Ruiz into 5th, Cole Snyder into 4th. J. Paul Arnold, his teammate, is in 3rd. Nate Lehman in the Outback Ford is in 2nd. And it's been the Jordan Bayne show at the front of the race, Pete. 113 laps about to be complete.
Yeah, about to be complete. The only thing I can think of, Jordan Bayne knows that he's got a good run car. He wants to stay out, see if somebody makes a mistake. The yellow flies. He traps just about the entire field a lap down, bringing Cape Prophecy to possible fruition. And he's just gotta race it out and let some of those, let one lucky dog come on back and let some of those guys grab their free pass. but he's got to come down soon. He is going to lose a lot of time if he doesn't.
The rubber's starting to wear down to the cords. Nate Lehman 7.4 seconds behind. Only 2 drivers have yet to pit since the green flag initially flew. That's going to be Ruiz in third, Lehman in second. Sugar Hands Franks works his way into the 4th position. Then you've got Q-Dog, Enrique Quinones. He's up 13 places from where he started. J. Paul Arnold and Cole Snyder bring their machines down pit road, and all eyes on leader Jordan Bain. He's in, Pete.
Coming across the commitment line right there. And now, I don't know if you saw this or not, but everybody has to make one full circuit, Rick. They are pitting off of 2, and they're exiting off of 2. Everybody's going all the way around pit road in order to get to the attention of their pit stall. Little bit of an added issue if you get caught speeding on pit road. You got to hold a very, very steady, I believe it's 35 mile an hour all the way around this half-mile bull ring. Jordan Bain getting closer and closer to his pit crew.
Jose Ruiz inherits the lead in the Aqua Fresh Camaro. He now has yet to pit since lap number 1. He's rolling the dice here and gambling on a yellow. 82 laps to go at the world's fastest half mile, and there comes the leader. Jose Ruiz missed the commitment cone, Pete. He missed the orange cone, or is it the cone in front of the pit road entrance? This is huge.
Yeah, I know Pop Bear's out there in chat. I don't know if that's going to be an iRacing violation or if it's a league thing, or you know what, Rick, we may be making something out of nothing at all. He just had to be under that blue cone. He just had to be under the blue cone. But man, it added drama. Why not? But Rick, when he went as he came down pit road, he had just put the entire, or finished putting the entire field a lap down. Jose's got to feel pretty good about the piece he's got under him tonight.
Sitting in 4th and dropping down that running order as pit stops are soon finishing up. That's going to put Wisconsin driver Matt Boone at the top of the running order. Corey Blevins 3.5 seconds behind him as Sugar Hands Franks is also down pit road. Papa Bear saying we'll see if iRacing gives the black flag, Pete. So fans of the 2-3, fingers crossed as Jose Ruiz falls. Where is he now, Pete? He's down in somewhere. 12th.
Right now, yep, there you go.
Matt Boone still leads though, Pete, and I don't know what kind of strategy the 38 employed. He had a pit stop time of 14.73 seconds, but his pit lane time was 1.5 seconds quicker than that of Corey Blevins, and even almost 1.5 seconds quicker than points leader Jordan Bain as well. So Boone definitely employing some strategy. You mentioned getting as little fuel as possible.
Yeah, as little fuel as possible, and I can just imagine that Matt had his pedal at like the most perfect spot, going all the way around that on and off of pit road. He was like right at that 35 mile an hour, right at it on the tack. So good job by Matt Boone to not only pick up on his pit time, but his entire duration down pit road.
Winding down here with these green flag laps ticking on by. The battle for 6th right now between Zach Meredith and Rocky Top Wade, separated by 0.4 of a second. Let's bring the vertical ticker back up as our pit stops have ended. Cole Snyder sits in the 8th position just behind his teammate Josh Arnold, Pete.
Yep, pulling Josh Arnold right now. There you see the 24 right up his tailpipe. He might be hungry for some Checkers chicken, I don't know. Or maybe they're both thirsty for a little bit of Red Bull. But either way, all 3 of these teammates, nose to tail. And Rick, I gotta tell you, Zach Meredith has to be extremely happy about the way that those Buffalo Bills played. Maybe 17 can do what they did and come to victory and advance.
There you see, we've got 106 miles to run, and we're almost to the end of this one. Zach Meredith in that 17 car, the Bills fan coming into this race, sits 4th in the point standings, only 2 markers behind Matt Boone. And Zach Meredith, you know what, Pete, let's say this, if Zach Meredith finishes the podium in points, he has to jump through a table. He's got to fill out those Bills fans, the Bills fan prophecy. Why not? I mean, it's what they do. I'm a Dolphins fan. We disappoint. He's a Bills fan. He jumps through tables.
He fins up, man. But no, I don't think I've ever come across a master killer. There it is. I don't think I've ever seen, I don't think the NFL had ever seen either, a team score on every single possession, whether it was through the air or on the ground. Man, I got to give him a whole lot of credit.
They beat Bill Belichick's Patriots. Like, I bet on the Patriots. You know, it's kind of like betting against Nick Saban. You know, it's very rare that bet will come through, but it did for Georgia fans this year. And I was watching that matchup, and I thought, there's no way that the Bills are going to lose to the Patriots. I mean, this is, you know, even though it's a young team, but I was dead wrong, and I was dead impressed as well. It's about time those Bills fans get a little bit of redemption for their loyalty.
It's been a long time since '95. But how about old Matt Boone up there? Right now he's got Corey Blevins P2, Braden Hall P3, Jordan Bain now back in P number 4. And looking ahead from him, he's got an entire straightaway before you can even see the back end of that 38.
It's like Jaws music with Jordan Bain coming up through that field. He's in the 4th position, just 0.7 of a second behind Braden Holt in that 7-2. Corey Blevins is up ahead battling with Shad Swansworth, not for position. Shad's in 9th right now, but he's only 2 seconds ahead of Stan Carnathan in 10th, so Shad has a lot to fight for. Matt Boone, however, he could be saving his tires for the very end, seeing just how good it did for Jordan Bain. Boone comes into this race with a lot riding as well. Boone sits 3rd in the point standings. He's only 22 markers behind Hunter Peach, and he's only 2 points ahead of Zach Meredith, who's sitting, even he himself is not out of this title race, Pete.
Oh, not at all. But I tell you what, one thing's got to happen. The 1 and the 6, if they continue to hold up the 99 and the 72, Matt Boone is going to owe them a huge thank you a little bit later on, because it is not allowing the 99 to stay in the throttle off corner or the 72 to come off corner. He's got the 6 to his outside. The 99 has the 1 to the outside. And Jordan Bain, he's just sitting back there in this log jam. Nowhere to go. No fluid moves, pun intended, for the 28 Be Water Ford.
Be Water, Be Fast is the slogan, if you will, for the league that you broadcast on, was it Monday night, Pete? Was it last night or is it tomorrow night you do Be Water?
Yeah, it was last night, and old Tristan Bailey.
Contact! There goes the leader. There goes Bain. He's gone around in 2. He's gone around, but he saves it. Contact with the 6 of Sugar Hands Franks. We stay green. Jordan Bain's championship hopes not going up in smoke, but there is some heat on that tinder, just making contact with the 6, Pete.
It looks like he's able to retain P number 4, Sam Wade, about 2 seconds now behind the 28 and not gaining. So no harm, no foul. Might have a little bit of damage to the right front that after making contact with Josh Franks. But man, that was coming. Jordan Bain had to try something in order to get on by, and it just didn't work at that time. He'll regroup.
Bain sitting in that 4th position still. His lead down to Rocky Top Wade. His advantage, I should say, 2.8 seconds. Rita's asking, has Bain hit? More than a cape saying he's spun. Commando Griff in the chat says he lost internet running 2nd, and that's Nate Lehman, who's now being scored out of this race in the 17th position. But now Jordan Bain has a lot to make up for, sitting in 4th. Corey Blevins in 3rd, only 0.7 behind Braden Holt, and it's the Matt Boone show at the front of this race, Pete. He's looking for win number 4, and this W in the next 53 laps as Matt Boone hits the wall and almost takes a spill himself. I could be counting my chickens too early, and the curse of the commentator could be stronger than we thought. Is there a full moon tonight?
I think it is like the Wolves moon or some special moon. What was it, last night or tonight? I'm not 100% sure. I know that I heard something about it though. 2/3 of the race through, Matt Boone trying to get on by, give a little bit of pressure to the 17, maybe get him to make a mistake so he can get on by, not have to race him so hard, not have to wear out his stuff. but the car that he's trying to put down right now is P number 8, Zach Meredith, in that Red Bull Chevy.
Looking to leave only 7 cars on the lead lap here. You're looking at some of the last few with Rocky Top Wade in that 7th position. He's only a third of a second behind Cole Snyder in the number 2 Ford Southern Beverage Chevy. And then you've got Josh Arnold in that number 22 Southern Beverage Ford Mustang. Both of these drivers running on the same team there. They're behind Stan Carnathan, who's in the 11th position. And then it's 6 seconds up to points leader Jordan Bain. He's back up to Sugar Hands Franks and new father Shad Swatsworth taking the outside lane this time, Pete.
Yeah, running the outside, a little bit more momentum. He's going to get it right behind that 6. Josh says, man, I'm sorry, you go for it. He pulls up right behind the 1, inside the 1 of Shad Swatsworth. Easy work, getting on by, and Bain back on the accelerator.
In 4th now, and hats off to that 6 car getting out of the way like he should have. You know, and that's a classy move, Pete, because I've seen drivers that would do a lot less, given that there's a championship fight on there. So a shout out to Sugar Hands Franks in that 6 car. He's sweet on and off that racetrack. Matt Boone leads, though, now to the inside of 17. Zach Meredith, Pete. This leaves 7 cars now on the lead lap.
Yeah, 17's going to try to fight hard. A little bit of momentum coming off the corner down the straightaway. Boone down low. If he can wash up, he should be okay. The 17 going to try a little bit of crossover. Nope, he's going to stick it right up his tailpipe and move on. But back to the 1 of Swatsworth and the 6 of Josh Franks. Those guys were actually battling to be the first car 1 lap down, so they didn't have to really move out of the way. They had a race among the race for P number 2. Great job by them. It's just a racing deal. Josh Franks did nothing wrong whatsoever.
Absolutely not. It's Bristol, baby. Sam
That's right.
Wade in that 7th position. He's 3.3 seconds ahead of the first car 1 lap down. Zach Meredith, the newly crowned first car 1 lap down. So if a yellow does come out, Zach Meredith will get that lucky dog. Sam Wade in that 7th position, 1 second behind Cole Snyder, who's just trying to get 5th away from Josh Arnold. Further up through this field, Jordan Bain into 3rd. He's 3.2 seconds behind Braden Holt, 6 seconds behind race leader Matthew Boone, and he's got 41 laps to get the W in the semifinal.
He was able to work on by the 23 of Jose Ruiz. Jose didn't exactly make it easy for him, but you know what? Hey, man, it's a race is a race. Jose's got to try to hold up as many positions as he can as well. He is at least 1 lap down right now, sitting in P number 9, but still another solid top 10 for the 23 so far. As you said, 39 laps to go, now 38.
37 next time by. Josh Arnold in that
There you
22
go.
car. There we go. We'll count it down gradually, right, for the kids at home.
Oh, we're only 15 seconds wrong.
Exactly. I can't count backwards. That's the problem. So I see 162 out of 200, and I'm trying to do the math in my head while talking, and I always screw myself up. So we know that it's at least 35 laps to go. Josh Arnold's in 5th, and the closest battle on track is between these two, Cole Snyder in that 2-4, Josh Arnold in the 2-2. Pete, coming into tonight, Josh Arnold is 5th in points, only 6 points ahead of Jose Ruiz. So even though he's not fighting for a title, there's still so much to concentrate for.
Absolutely, and I believe Mike Allen, he had actually secured some prizes or some awards for the guys that finish in the top 5. I think it maybe up to the top 10. Not 100% sure, but you know what? Everybody's also racing amongst friends, having a great time. We are just 1 race and 35 laps away from crowning the Xfinity Series champion. These guys just do it so well together.
It's been an impressive 15 races so far. Round number 16 next Tuesday night, 9:30 Eastern, right here on Rick James TV. That will be the di9 Designs turned down for Xfinity Series final, and then we're going to take a 2-week break. Season 3 will kick up right after that, right here on Rick James TV. approaching the final 30 laps of racing, and the lead has shrunk between Matt Boone and Braden Holt. It's only 2 seconds now. Looking at car 7-2, Pete, that 28 has also been making moves. These are the times for the top 3 over the last 5 laps.
Absolutely. Talk about that top 3. Jordan Bain up a total of 9 positions from where he started, and he is getting closer and closer to the back bumper of that 72. I don't think he's going to have enough time. Now working on the bottom of the 17, Zach Meredith. I don't think Zach's really going to hold him up too much. Nope, Bain's going to have the exit. He's going to be able to pull in front of the 17 going into the corner. It's going to get bigger and bigger in his rear view. But right now, Matt Boone is asking car 72, where are you?
Braden Holt sits 4/10 ahead of Jordan Bain. You can see, again, over the last 5 laps, now with 30 laps to go, Jordan Bain has been making faster time on Matt Boone than Braden Holt. And here goes Bain to the outside for second, Pete.
Wow, yeah, he did that effortlessly. He literally just rolled the entire top of the track. Didn't even go to the bottom. 72, I think it might have just scrubbed the wall. Mr. Holt might now have some damage to the right side of that MAV TV 72 car, and Mr. Boone needs to just concentrate on his line. 27 cycles to go. Can Bain get there? If he can, that would be an amazing rebound.
1.3 seconds is the distance with more than 25 laps remaining. I don't think the question is, can Bain get there? His tires are 9 laps more fresh than that of Matthew Boone, but how can Boone defend? Again, to bring up the points, Matt Boone, 3rd in the standings. He finds himself 26 points adrift of points leader Jordan Bain, who with 5 wins comes into this semifinal with a 4-point advantage over Hunter Peach, who's having a less than desirable race, sitting in 12th. One more time before the season finale, Pete, we're going to get a shakeup of these point standings, and inside the final 25 laps, we're going to have a showdown for the win at Bristol.
Tell you what, if Jordan Bain keeps going at the rate he's going right now, he's going high, he's going low, he is able to put that 28 B-Water Ford Mustang wherever he wants, and all Matt Boone can do is sit and watch that tall glass of water get closer and closer, and there's nothing he can do about it.
2-3 to go this time by, riding along with the gearbox of Matt Boone, watching Jordan Bain inch closer.
Looking left, looking right, looking low. Across the stripe that time, Bain was on his right side. They are now side by side. 38's got the outside, a little bit of momentum. They come across down the backstretch. Still there. A little bit of contact to the right rear of Bain or to the right front of the 38. Bain's going to take the lead, but 38's not going to give up just yet. He threw it into 1, Rick.
Gave it a full send, trying the crossover out of 2. Still has the advantage. On the high side, Jordan Bain can't make him go away. Trying to flush that monster energy with some B-Water, and he's brought that 28 to the undisputed lead. Jordan Bain to the top with 20 laps to go.
And I think as you just watched the 28 get on the throttle there coming off the corner, 38 was not able to replicate that. I think we're going to see this 28 just completely pull away now.
The gap is already half a second. Jordan Bain to Matthew Boone. Boone looking to hold on to second as Braden Holt starts to creep up in that black and blue number 72 MAV TV Chevy. Looking further on back, Josh Arnold and Corey Blevins separated by 0.2 of a second. J-Paw in that 22 red and yellow Ford Mustang, trying to take 4th away from Blevins. He's got the look.
Tell you what, Pop Bear out there saying, if B-Water is giving Bain the energy to win, hook me up with some B-Water. I'll tell you what, old Pop Bear, go to bwaterbu.com, and when you purchase your single case of water, put in promo code BFAST. We're going to take $5 right off the top for you. Again, bwaterbu.com. You enjoy, sir.
Drop that link in the chat for the fans, Pete. Is that bwaterbyu.com?
Yes, sir.
Bewater, BYOU.com. What is that, $5 off?
$5 off.
And I genuinely, I mean this, I've never had Bewater. What makes it so special?
Actually, it's an artisan water. You know how some of these smart waters and whatnot, they all have these different alkaline levels, and so, you know, the Bee water, it has a pH level of 7. It's about the most pure water you could ever drink. I got a case in just before the Daytona races kicked off. I put a couple in the dorm fridge that Beck bought me for dinner, for Christmas. Had a couple right after dinner. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Now my interest is actually peaked here. I know we've got 12 laps to go in the semifinal, but now I just really want some water. Corey Blevins.
It is actually really good.
Corey Blevins holding on to 4th place by just a shred. Same with Matt Boone. He's just barely holding on to 2nd place. Here comes Braden Holt to the inside with a dozen laps to go.
Braden Holt trying to maybe get back inside the top 2. Hey, if you can't come up, P2, at least hold on to P3. The best thing you can do, though, is not race each other too hard or take any unnecessary movements or chances and end up further back than you were. Whoa, almost a little bit of contact there to the left rear of the 38. That's exactly what I was talking about. These guys just need to finish. They know that they're not going to be able to catch Jordan. He's already long gone. He is, what, almost 4 seconds ahead already. 3.5.
It's unbelievable.
Caution, yellow's out.
Yellow's out. Whoa. Josh Franks has crashed. Sugar Hands Franks and Zach Meredith in the 17 have come together inside the final 10 laps. Let's go see what happened between Josh Franks and Zach Meredith. Oh, you can see Franks really loose out of turn number 4. Gives it the full send all the way up the racetrack. And he just collects Meredith there. Let's take one more look at the hands of Josh Franks coming out of this 4th corner. Mostly no harm, mostly no foul, but Josh Franks last pitting on lap 117, so his tires just about 80 laps old, and it looks like he's coming down pit road, as is Jordan Bain, Pete. Race leader Jordan Bain coming down. Matt Boone also coming down pit. Everybody, literally everybody's coming down pit road with 8 laps to go.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to hold up 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods on 4 completely worn out tires. It's not going to happen. So yeah, Jordan Bain, now he's got to come on down, and we'll see if the 38 of Matt Boone is able to replicate the pit stop that he had earlier that actually gave him the lead. Jordan Bain has not been great out of the gate. The 38, the 72, the 99, that's a completely different story. Corey Blevins still sitting right there in P number 2, P4, right around there, actually showing P2 as he comes into his pit. But when they come on out, that'll all change again. We'll have to see who's going to be fast in turns 1 and 2, or will we end up with a big old pile of bent up sheet metal because the cars are wicked loose on fresh green. Or fresh rubber.
We get 3 attempts. Let me just put that out there right now. We get 3 attempts at a green flag finish at Bristol. We'll see if we have to go through all 3. I was trying to see who was going to stay out, just someone taking a gamble, taking an advantage. I thought it was going to be Sam Wade, but he thought otherwise. So here we go. Every last one of the top 7 drivers on the lead lap have come down pit road for fresh tires and fuel. Fans at home, we're going to take a 30-second break to ensure we go ad-free all the way to the end of this one, and then we'll bring you the end of the semi-final from Bristol. Getting ready to go racing. The final 7 laps of action from the world's fastest half-mile, Pete. Jordan Bain and Matthew Boone, 2 of the point standings top 3. It'll be 4 to go at the line. Pace truck peels off. We are so ready to go, so ready to get racing. Green flag is out, Pete. 4 to go.
Yeah, green flag's out. Jordan Bain stomped on that loud pedal. 38 of Matt Boone right there. Here comes the 72 under the 38. Corey Blevins, he was great early in the beginning. He's there now at the end. Can he get it done? 38 loose off the high side. 72 nowhere to fill in. Only 3 laps to go now.
2 at the line. Jordan Bain, Matt Boone. Bain way loose out of 2, but he holds on to it. Pole sitter Corey Blevins moves into 3rd. Braden Holton 4th, trying to hold off Cole Snyder with Josh Arnold right behind him. 0.3 of a second is the gap as Corey Blevins attacks for 2nd, Pete.
Blevins down low to the 38. Matt Boone's going to try to hold him off with a whole lot of momentum. That high side has been rocking all night long, and Jordan Bain's got to love when these guys get side by side. White flag.
Less than half a mile for Jordan Bain, looking for his 6th win this season. One more attempt for Matthew Boone to the inside. The gap is great into turn number 3, but it won't be enough. Jordan Bain gets his 6th win and one hand on the trophy. He wins the semifinal at Bristol.
Great job by Jordan Bain, absolutely. And man, in practice, I mentioned that he wasn't quite sure how some of these guys were putting down some of the fastest laps in practice. Well, man, he didn't need to have the fastest car all night long. He had the most consistent. He paced himself, didn't wear out anything that he had, and here he is, man. He's burning it down.
A well-deserved win for Jordan Bain. Fans at home are going to have top 3, Jordan Bain, Matt Boone, Corey Blevins, and new father Shad Swatsworth gets to celebrate too, celebrating the birth of his daughter Addison, born just yesterday. Shout out to the Swatsworth family. A top 10 for his little girl, and what could possibly be a send-off for Shad for quite a while, but who can blame him? What a night for him, what a night for Jordan Bain. Fans, we're going to listen to the sights and sounds of new father Shad Swatsworth. Burn it down. We'll be back with podium interviews in just a moment. On the podium now with our top 3, starting with driver of the number 99, Blevins Design Chevrolet. Corey Blevins, you came into this race with the pole and managed to come home in 3rd. That's going to do well for you headed into the final next week at Charlotte.
Yeah, pretty good finish there. Could have been better on a longer run, but I hang in there to get a 3rd place finish. I think I would have finished maybe barely in the top 5 had that caution not come out. But yeah, overall, not too bad.
Running a part-time schedule, Corey, you're heading into the final 19th in points with an average finish of 10th. Season 3 comes up in less than a month. Can we see you contend for the championship there?
I will be full time. So yeah, be in the 48 next season. So um, ran the 48 and a couple other leagues. So happy to switch to it and try to yeah, give it a run.
Pete, third place finisher Corey Blevins announces his full time run in season 3. You've got our second place finisher Matt Boone, who's only 30 points off of the leader headed into the final.
Absolutely. Corey Blevins announcing his full-time partnership with Turn Down for What. It's definitely going to put the rest of the field on notice. Matt Boone, buddy, old pal, you got a copy, sir.
Pete.
Man, I spent some time with you in practice. I mentioned that you were actually really, really consistent all the way around. I was watching your line. Some were wondering how you were absolutely that fast. And it turned out that consistency was going to be the key. Here you are sitting P2 after pacing yourself and only really getting after it whenever you had to, trying to get around someone on the outside or getting under someone on the inside through these corners. Walk us through your race, and man, congrats again.
Thanks, Pete. It was an interesting race for sure. Trying to get around guys was very difficult. You just burn your stuff up. I don't know how Jordan Bain saved what he saved. That was absolutely amazing. I mean, he was 14 seconds back at one point on that last run, and he just blew by me like I was sitting still. I thought I had a great long run car. I feel like I had the better long run car than everybody else, except for him. So, congrats to him. What a run.
Oh man, this as Rick just told, Corey is going to serve well for him in the points, but this is going to serve even better for you. You're closer to the top, closer to Jordan and everybody else that's going to be fighting for this race next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Do you think you're going to have what it takes to get it done there?
I think I can get the win there. Points wise, this thing's locked up for Bain. Hopefully, Hunter might have a bad race next week, and I can gain those 12 points and get past him for second.
But I always pull for you. Congratulations one more time.
Thanks, Pete.
Rick James, you got that bottle of water in victory lane, and I ain't talking about that car.
Before we get to the driver who won tonight in our B Water number 28 Ford, we got to talk about the folks that bring us these races week in and week out. The good folks over at di9 Designs, the Chase Elliott custom graphic design page on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at di9 Designs. Posting graphics on all platforms multiple times a week, on top of taking requests on all types of logos, Chase Elliott wallpapers, iRacing schemes, and more. Follow and DM them for more details. They are not affiliated with Henk Motorsports or Chase Elliott. Be sure to use code di9 Designs for free shipping on your diecast and merch orders over $20 on CircleBDiecast.com. And now the winner. Driver of the number 28 B Water B Fast Ford Mustang with his 6th win this year and an 18-point advantage headed into next week's grand final, Jordan Bain. Can you win the championship next week?
As long as we don't wreck twice, I think there's a good chance. But you never know, man. You never know. You could lag out. There's all sorts of things that can happen. So, until that checkered actually drops and it's official, I'm just trying to focus on what I can do to, for the things I can control.
Headed into next week's race, 4 drivers are eligible to win this title. Of course, yourself, Hunter Peach, 18 points behind, Matt Boone, 30 points behind, and Zach Meredith, 41 points behind, headed into the final round. You would be looking for win number 7, but more importantly, to get that title, is there anything that can stop you from bringing home the trophy next week at Charlotte, or is it all sewn up?
No, there's 3 other guys who can stop me from getting the championship who are all great race car drivers and do well on this. And, all things considered, we got the checker flag, but I qualified terrible. I had issues with, navigating traffic. It wasn't a smooth, clean race like I would prefer, but boy, I was seeing red that last 40, 50 laps or so. So maybe someone's just got to tick me off real well, and then I'll be in good shape next week. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's tough to come from 18 plus points back, I think, but you never know, man.
Only one way to find out. We'll see you in 7 days' time to decide the Season 2 championship. Go celebrate, Jordan. Congratulations on win number 6.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Pete, we'll see you in 7 days as well. We're going to crown a champion from iRacing's Charlotte Motor Speedway and put Season 2 to bed.
Yeah, Season 2, all culminating at NASCAR's track. I mean, Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Hopefully, there's going to be a packed house, not only here but out there. Definitely appreciate everybody that come out, hung out, and chatted it up with you and I tonight. Rick, it's always a great time, buddy. Thanks for having me one more time.
Never a dull moment, and we'll see you. I'm sure we'll see you before next Tuesday. But to all the fans that will tune in for next Tuesday, be sure to subscribe here to Rick James TV. Also, if you're not subscribed to Repeat 1975, what in the world are you doing with your life? Twitch.tv/Repeat 1975. Hell of a driver, hell of a broadcaster, and an even better friend. Give this man a subscription and a follow. You will not regret it. Thursday night, we keep the IROC vibes flowing with round number 3 of A-Rock, the ARC's Race of Champions from Bathurst. And again, next Tuesday night, we crown the Season 2 champion of the di9 Designs Turned Down for What Xfinity Series. Until that next race, everybody please stay safe. Do take care of each other.